Vikram and Rajiv are still stuck on the iPad Air, but I've graduated to the iPad Air 2. It's a full-size tablet and it's definitely thin. But the question is this: can you spot the difference between the iPad Air and the iPad Air 2?
They look identical, Sita and Geeta type. Both of them stretch to 9.7 inches. Both of them have great LED backlit multi-touch screens, and their bright screens have the same resolution and pixels. So what is new in the iPad Air 2? The Air 2 has a new and improved A8X processor. That makes the iPad Air 2 faster than the iPad Air. iOS 8.1, the Mr. Fix-It of the iOS 8 debacle, makes the OS a more enjoyable experience. The App Store now has about 675,000 apps for the iPad, and that leaves us with a wide range of selection. The iSight camera, the rear-facing camera is now 8 megapixels instead of iPad Air's 5 megapixel camera. That's better too. The battery size has been reduced to maintain the slickness of the Air 2. The upgraded processor makes sure that the battery life is still 10 hours like the iPad Air. And the speakers were awesome. A bright screen with great speakers is a delight to watch videos on. And finally, it has a Touch ID sensor that helps you unlock the iPad. And it also helps you buy something from iTunes or the App Store. The iPad Air 2 is also fully laminated. The screen has an anti-reflective coating as well. Is all of this substantial enough for you to shell out at least 35,000 rupees?
The iPad Air 2 is definitely thinner than the iPad Air, but it's not that significant. The iPad Air 2 is also lighter than the iPad Air, but again not that groundbreaking. The iPad Air 2 16GB is available for about 35,000. Now the iPad Air for 32GB is available for 37,000. Wouldn't I just spend 2,000 bucks more and buy the iPad Air?
And let's not forget the baby, the iPad Mini 3, the third generation of the 7-inch iPad. The iPad Mini 2 was a huge success, partly because the internals were almost similar to the iPad Air. It was a surprise then that Apple chose to go an entirely different route for iPad Mini 3. In fact, in their whole presentation, there was only one slide dedicated to iPad Mini 3. The internals are almost the same. It has the same 7-inch Retina display, the same camera. The only thing new is the Touch ID button at the front, which allows you to make purchases on iTunes or any other app that supports it, besides unlocking your device.
My advice: forget the iPad Mini 3, forget the iPad Air 2. Buy the old iterations, they are cheaper, save and be happy.